As the first whisper of dawn brushes against the horizon, a new silhouette emerges, quiet, confident, and ready to rewrite the rhythm of the road. The 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV steps out of the morning haze like an idea finally given shape. Its curves catching the soft gold of sunrise as though they were crafted from light itself. It is more than a vehicle, it is the beginning of a feeling, of movement meeting emotion, of ambition finding direction. In this moment, the Fronx XUV is not defined by its engine or its style, but by the story it invites you to create. A journey not of distance, but of discovery. A promise that every drive can feel like the start of something extraordinary. The first sight of the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV is an encounter with presence. Compact in stature, yet radiating a layered confidence that instantly draws the eye. The front fascia communicates boldness without aggression, anchored by a wide, purposeful grille that carries the signature Suzuki identity. Its LED daytime running lights form sharp, angular signatures that slice through the air like strokes of white ink across a dark canvas. Each curve of the hood reveals sculpted depth, designed not only for beauty, but for the subtle dance of light and shadow that changes with every angle. Move closer, and you'll see the details that define a modern XUV. Precise panel lines, a slightly elevated stance, and a demeanor that balances youthful dynamism with refined maturity. The Fronx XUV stands like an athlete at rest, ready to surge into motion at any moment. Even before the engine starts, you understand that this machine is crafted to stand out, not loudly, but elegantly, through a design philosophy rooted in confidence and emotion. The side profile of the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV reveals a composition of athletic proportions and artistic intent. A dynamic character line runs through the doors like a deliberate brushstroke, giving the body a sense of forward motion even when still. The wheel arches rise with muscular tension, embracing alloy wheels that sparkle with a metallic sheen under shifting light. Each surface feels carefully sculpted, guiding the eye along a continuous flow of geometry that blends form with purpose. Blackout pillars create an elegant floating roof effect, reducing visual weight and enhancing modernity, while chrome accents shimmer with subtle sophistication. The roofline gently descends toward the rear, creating a coupe-inspired silhouette that adds a layer of sportiness uncommon in its class. From any angle, the Fronx XUV exudes harmony, a balance between strength and delicacy, aggression and grace. This is design with character, shaped for a generation that values identity as much as capability. As evening settles and the world dims, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV tells a new story through light. The front LEDs ignite with crystalline brilliance, a sharp glow that cuts through dusk with controlled intensity. But it is the rear that captivates, a continuous LED light bar stretching across the tailgate like a single stroke of red fire, defining a visual identity that is unmistakable even from afar. Each sequential indicator pulses with fluid motion, adding rhythm to the design. The tail lamp's sculpted form gives depth and refinement, reflecting the car's layered personality. Viewed from behind, the XUV looks wider, more grounded, more confident, its luminous signature acting as both art and communication. In the quiet of night, the Fronx becomes something more than a vehicle. It becomes a presence, moving through darkness with elegance and purpose.
Place the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV in a landscape untouched by noise, and its lines begin to speak in a different language. Against mountains, open fields, or coastal horizons, the car blends seamlessly with the environment. Its aerodynamic shapes guide the wind effortlessly across its body, minimizing turbulence and elevating stability. Even the slight tilt of the spoiler is an intentional gesture, reducing drag while amplifying the sporty character. In the glow of natural daylight, the paint reveals its depth, shifting subtly from rich highlights to soft shadows, evoking the textures of water and stone. The overall stance feels balanced and grounded, giving the impression of a machine designed not to conquer nature, but to accompany it. Every reflection, every contour becomes part of a visual conversation between engineering and environment. Here, the Fronx XUV doesn't dominate the scene, it belongs in it.
For those who see cars as more than transport, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV speaks a language of personality. Its proportions blend the practicality of an SUV with the sporty flair of a crossover, creating an identity that refuses to sit quietly in the middle. The tapered roofline, the chrome highlights, the bold front and rear signatures all contribute to a design crafted for drivers who want their vehicle to reflect who they are. Whether parked in a modern plaza or cruising down a winding coastal road, the Fronx XUV carries a presence that draws eyes, not because it demands attention, but because it earns it through thoughtful expression. It stands as a symbol of individuality in a world of uniformity, making every drive not just a movement through space, but a statement of style and confidence.
Inside the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV, the world slows into a quiet, refined harmony. The moment the door closes, the outside dissolves into a distant whisper, replaced by a cabin sculpted with intention and calm. Soft, ambient lighting flows gently across the dashboard, tracing the edges of a design defined by simplicity and emotion. The seats embrace the body with a blend of athletic posture and cloud-like softness, as if crafted to hold both the driver's ambition and their fatigue. Every material feels carefully selected, matte textures blending with brushed metallic accents, giving the space a modern elegance without ever feeling excessive. The panoramic roof stretches above like a silent skylight to the universe, creating an airy openness that transforms even a late-night drive into a personal escape. Here, the Fronx XUV doesn't just offer comfort, it commands serenity, turning the cabin into a sanctuary that feels alive with quiet energy and anticipation.
As the journey continues, the cockpit of the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV reveals a balance between futuristic intelligence and human-centered warmth. The floating 14-inch infotainment screen rises from the dashboard like a digital horizon, responding instantly to every touch with fluid, graceful animations. Its interface seems to breathe, clean, intuitive, and almost alive in the way it follows the driver's intent. Below it, the climate controls integrate seamlessly into a touch-sensitive panel, glowing softly with a color temperature that adapts to time of day. The steering wheel, wrapped in fine-grade leather, feels sculpted for the human hand, thick where strength is needed, contoured where precision matters. The dual digital cluster behind it communicates in a language of clarity, speed, navigation, safety, all presented as if curated for the moment. Surrounding it all, the cabin acoustics create a cocoon where every sound is crisp, warm, and immersive, letting each mile feel like a personal score to the driver's unfolding story. In the second row of the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV, comfort becomes an immersive experience crafted for family, friends, and long-haul serenity. The rear seats recline with a smooth, satisfying motion, offering the kind of generous legroom typically reserved for larger luxury SUVs. Soft-touch surfaces extend across the doors, meeting elegant stitching lines that flow like handwriting from designers who care deeply for the details. Rear passengers enjoy their own climate zone, complete with micro-adjustable vents that disperse air quietly and evenly. Ambient lighting subtly illuminates the side panels and footwells, transforming nighttime travel into a warm cinematic glow. Even the sound insulation in the rear feels intentional, blocking highway rush while amplifying gentle musical layers from the premium audio system. For children, friends, or cherished guests, this is the part of the car where memories are built in comfort,
Road trips, laughter, late-night drives, and moments of silence that feel peaceful rather than empty.
For those who seek more than comfort, those who seek an emotional connection with technology, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV delivers an interior alive with intelligence. The cabin integrates next-generation voice assistance, recognizing natural speech with fluid accuracy. A soft chime awakens the system, followed by subtle ripples of light across the dashboard that feel almost organic. Wireless charging trays glow gently as they power devices, and multiple USB-C ports ensure that every passenger remains connected. The tri-dimensional speakers embedded along the pillars and doors create an enveloping soundstage. Music doesn't simply play, it surrounds, it breathes. It becomes a companion to the drive. Meanwhile, hidden beneath the elegance is a fortress of safety. Proximity sensors, driver monitoring systems, and adaptive cabin alerts quietly watching, guiding, and protecting. This is where technology transforms into presence, where the Fronx XUV connects with its passengers not as a machine, but as a thoughtful partner in every moment on the road.
At the rearmost section, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV transforms practicality into polished design. The trunk opens with a smooth, almost silent motion, revealing a cargo area sculpted with clean lines and a low loading height, perfect for long journeys, adventure gear, or weekly essentials. The folding seats create a near-flat storage surface, expanding the cabin into a versatile open space ready for life's unpredictability. LED strips illuminate the interior of the cargo bay, ensuring visibility even during late-night stops. Hidden compartments beneath the floor add organization and security, while the powered tailgate remembers your preferred height, so even a quick grocery run feels effortless. This isn't just a cargo area, it's an extension of the cabin's philosophy: practical, refined, quietly intelligent. Every detail has been shaped to make the Fronx XUV a partner to lifestyle, work, and travel, blending versatility with unmistakable cinematic presence.
The moment the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV comes alive, there is a pulse beneath its refined calm, a quiet strength waiting for a reason to awaken. The advanced hybrid powertrain merges electric precision with petrol-driven endurance, creating a harmony of force that feels both effortless and eager. Press the accelerator and the XUV doesn't leap, it surges forward with a smooth, confident rise, as if the engine itself understands restraint and grace. The electric motor provides immediate torque, whispering the SUV into motion without hesitation, while the combustion engine joins seamlessly, offering a layered power delivery that feels intelligent and organic. On narrow streets, the steering responds with surprising agility, guiding the vehicle like a compact crossover rather than a full-size XUV. Each curve of the road feels like a gentle negotiation between driver and machine, as the chassis distributes weight with poise and clarity. This is not just performance, it is presence, a sense of readiness that transforms every journey into an experience of controlled exhilaration.
On the highway, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV reveals its deeper character: smooth, stable, and quietly confident. As speeds rise, the cabin remains astonishingly calm. Wind noise softens into a gentle hush, and the suspension begins a ballet of precision, absorbing imperfections without losing its athletic posture. The hybrid system shines here. Electric assistance fills the gaps, providing constant torque, while the engine maintains a refined hum that feels almost meditative. Overtaking becomes a gesture rather than an effort. Press the pedal, and the Fronx XUV delivers a unified, linear surge that feels natural and composed. The aerodynamic body shape contributes to this calm, slicing through air with a design that is both purposeful and beautiful. Long-distance drives become less about covering miles and more about experiencing a rare kind of flowing, uninterrupted motion. Out here, the Fronx XUV doesn't just travel, it glides,
turning the open road into a ribbon of possibility stretching toward the horizon.
When the road begins to twist and climb, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV shows its engineering finesse. The advanced all-wheel drive system predicts traction needs before the driver even feels the change, sending power to each wheel with millisecond precision. On sharp bends, the chassis feels planted but alive, hugging the curve with a confidence that reassures rather than intimidates. Suspension dynamics adjust in real time, tightening on demanding terrain and relaxing on smoother stretches, making every ascent feel like an orchestrated performance. The steering becomes more communicative, allowing the driver to feel the texture of the road through subtle vibrations that inspire trust. Even on steep inclines, the hybrid system's low-end torque provides immediate strength, pulling the XUV upward with unwavering determination. This is where driving becomes dialogue, where each turn invites a response, and the Fronx XUV answers with refinement, courage, and unmistakable grace.
Off the main highways and into rugged terrain, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV reveals its adventurous heart. The terrain-adaptive modes, sand, mud, rock, and snow, transform the SUV from a refined urban traveler into a capable, unshakable explorer. Torque is redistributed with accuracy, wheels grip with determination, and the suspension stretches and compresses like a living organism adjusting to raw nature. Gravel roads echo beneath the tires as the SUV moves steadily, confidently, never losing its composure. Even in slippery conditions, traction control works silently, keeping the vehicle balanced without breaking the driving rhythm. There is a kind of poetry in watching the Fronx conquer landscapes that demand respect. It feels neither rushed nor hesitant, only purposeful. The confidence it inspires in the driver turns hesitation into boldness, inviting them to push further, climb higher, and explore deeper, knowing the vehicle beneath them was built for journeys beyond the pavement. As night settles and the world grows quieter, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV becomes a companion in the art of precise, controlled speed. The headlights carve sharp lines through the dark, illuminating the path with a cold, futuristic glow. The hybrid system shifts into its night efficiency mode, optimizing performance to ensure that every mile is both powerful and economical. The chassis tightens just enough to give the driver a sensation of increased stability, and the steering gains a subtle weight, allowing for confident control on dimly lit roads. The power delivery remains smooth, yet awakening, providing bursts of acceleration when needed, but always maintaining its disciplined composure. On an empty highway under a sky full of stars, the Fronx XUV feels like a machine that understands rhythm, accelerating, gliding, slowing, breathing. Here, performance becomes emotion, and speed becomes a silent conversation between driver, road, and the night itself. As the journey draws to a quiet close, the 2026 Suzuki Fronx XUV stands in the fading light like a companion shaped by every mile, every breath, every moment of motion. It has carried its passengers across cities, mountains, and silent highways, not as a machine of steel and circuits, but as a trusted presence, steady, powerful, and beautifully human in the way it understands the rhythm of the road. In its design, we find intention. In its cabin, we find comfort. In its performance, we find courage. And in its silence, we find a promise that the road ahead is never just a path, but an invitation. As night deepens and the Fronx XUV rests beneath the stars, one truth remains. The journey never truly ends. It simply waits for the next ignition, the next horizon, the next story ready to be written in motion.